Growing up, my older brother Ethan was the star of our family. Charismatic, soccer team captain, the guy who could talk his way out of anything. I'm Lucas, the quieter one, always buried in books or coding. Our parents, Mark and Linda, adored Ethan, and I was okay with that, until it started to sting. Ethan's charm turned manipulative as we got older. He'd borrow my stuff, never return it, and make snarky comments that left me doubting myself. By our 20s, I kept my distance. I'd built a life with my fiancée, Emma, who loved me despite my awkwardness. We were planning our wedding, dreaming of a future together. Life was good, until it wasn't. 3 years ago, my world crumbled. I came home early and found Emma and Ethan together, not just talking, together. Emma was in tears, confessing she was pregnant and didn't know whose it was. Ethan just shrugged, like it was no big deal. "You're too uptight, Lucas," he said with that infuriating grin. I was done. I ended things with Emma, canceled the wedding, and cut Ethan out of my life. Our parents tried to stay neutral, but it strained everyone. Last year, they passed in a freak boating accident, leaving me their entire $2 million estate. Ethan got nothing. Their will was blunt. To Lucas, for his loyal heart. I thought that chapter was closed. Then, last week, Ethan showed up at my doorstep. I was working remotely, adjusting to my quiet post-Emma life, when the doorbell rang. Ethan stood there looking rough, gaunt, unshaven, a shadow of his old self. "Lucas, I'm in deep trouble," he said, voice shaky. "I need your help." Every instinct screamed to slam the door. After betraying me, he had the nerve to ask for help? But something in his eyes, raw panic, made me pause. Reluctantly, I let him in. Ethan spilled a crazy story. He'd gotten mixed up with some dangerous people, debt collectors, he claimed. He owed them $250,000, and they were hunting him. "They'll kill me, Lucas," he said, hands trembling. "I know I messed up, but you're my only shot." I laughed, cold and bitter. "You slept with my fiancée. You might be the father of her kid, and now you want my help?" Ethan's face twisted. "It's not what you think. Emma lied about the baby. I never touched her. She made it up to keep you from leaving. Check the estate papers. Mom and Dad left something you need to see." His words hit like a punch. Emma lied. And what was in the estate papers? I kicked him out, but his warning echoed in my head. That night, I couldn't sleep. Ethan's mention of the estate papers gnawed at me. My parents' lawyer, Ms. Carter, had handled the will. It seemed straightforward, but I hadn't looked closely. I pulled out the file, flipping through pages of legal text until I found a sealed envelope with my name in Mom's handwriting. My hands shook as I opened it. The letter read, "Dear Lucas, if you're reading this, we're gone, and you've inherited everything. We know this might seem harsh to Ethan, but there's a reason. Ethan isn't your biological brother. He was adopted. We loved him, but his choices broke us. There's more to this, hidden at the Lakewood cabin. If you help Ethan, be cautious. Some truths are dangerous. Love, Mom and Dad." I stared, dumbfounded. Ethan, adopted? And what was at the Lakewood cabin, our old family retreat? I hadn't been there in years. The letter felt like a clue in a mystery I didn't want to solve. But I had to know. I called Emma the next day. We hadn't spoken since the breakup, but I needed answers. She agreed to meet at a diner. She looked worn, like life had drained her spark. Before I could ask, she blurted, "The baby's yours, Lucas." I lied about Ethan to make you jealous. I thought it'd make you fight for us. I was wrong. My son, was 2 now, and I'd missed it all because of her lie. Fury mixed with relief, but I pressed her about Ethan. "Did he know you lied?" Emma hesitated. He pushed me to say it. He thought it'd teach you a lesson. I didn't realize how far he'd take it. Ethan had weaponized her lie to destroy me. But why? And what was at the cabin? I drove to Lakewood that weekend, Mom's letter in my pocket. The cabin was a mess, overgrown, dusty, frozen in time. I searched every corner, finding nothing but old photos and memories. Then I remembered the loft where Ethan and I played as kids. Up the rickety ladder, I found a locked box hidden under a floorboard. A key was taped nearby, just like Mom's old hiding spots. Inside were adoption papers confirming Ethan wasn't my biological brother, adopted from a troubled family. There were photos of Ethan as a teen with shady-looking men in leather darties and a USB drive. A note on one photo read, "Keep him safe from them." I plugged the USB into my laptop. It held a video of Dad, looking grim. "Lucas, if you're watching this, you found the truth. Ethan's birth family is tied to a smuggling ring. We adopted him to protect him, but they found him at 19. He's been working with them, feeding them info about our investments. The inheritance is a target. Stay sharp." My stomach dropped. Ethan wasn't just a jerk. He was linked to criminals. Was his debt story real or a ploy to get the $2 million? I called Ethan to meet me at the cabin. If he was playing me, I'd confront him on my turf. I hit a voice recorder and kept my phone ready for 911. Ethan arrived, looking worse, jumpy, pale. "You found it, didn't you?" he said. "The truth about me." I nodded, keeping my distance. "You're not my brother. You're working with smugglers." Ethan's shoulders slumped. "I didn't choose this, Lucas. They found me, said I owed them. I've been trying to break free." "Then why ruin my life with Emma?" I snapped. "I was angry," he muttered. "You had everything. Mom and Dad's trust, a perfect life. I wanted to hurt you. I'm sorry." Before I could respond, the door burst open. 2 men in hoodies stormed in, knives flashing. "Where's the cash, Ethan?" one barked. "You said your brother had it." My heart raced. This wasn't a scam. It was a trap. Ethan had led them here. "I don't have it here," I said, stalling. "I can get it." 24 hours, the leader growled. "Or you're both gone." They tied us up and left. Ethan was shaking, muttering apologies. I didn't trust him, but we needed to escape. We loosened the ropes as dawn broke and raced to the police. I handed over the recorder, spilling everything: Ethan's adoption, the smuggling ring, the inheritance. The cops set up a sting at the cabin. The next night, we waited, wired by the police. The men returned, but Ethan was too calm. When the cops moved in, one thug yelled, "Ethan, you sold us out!" In the chaos, Ethan ran. The police nabbed the men, but Ethan vanished. Later, I learned he'd played both sides, promising the smugglers my money for a cut, then tipping off the cops to save himself. They tied us up and left. Ethan was shaking, muttering apologies. I didn't trust him, but we needed to escape. We loosened the ropes as dawn broke and raced to the police. I handed over the recorder, spilling everything: Ethan's adoption, the smuggling ring, the inheritance. The cops set up a sting at the cabin. The next night, we waited, wired by the police. The men returned, but Ethan was too calm. When the cops moved in, one thug yelled, "Ethan, you sold us out!" In the chaos, Ethan ran. The police nabbed the men, but Ethan vanished. Later, I learned he'd played both sides, promising the smugglers my money for a cut, then tipping off the cops to save himself. Subscribe Redditify for more interesting, mysterious, and amazing Reddit stories.